Do you get scared sometimes when you pursue your dreams, when you're going after your goals? Well, you know what? That's not a problem. We're going to discuss that today. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. You know, this has happened to every single one of us. At some point in our lives, we get scared. You know, going after a goal, going after our dreams, wanting to start a business, you know, whatever aspect in our personal or professional lives, you know, applying for that job, we all get scared. And one thing I want to let you know, that there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's very reasonable to be scared. You know, when we get scared, it's a signal for us to evaluate. It's a signal to evaluate a potential or possible danger that could lie ahead. And that's reasonable. It's reasonable for us to evaluate. It's reasonable for us to assess what we're doing and the risks that we're undertaking. It's foolish to just do something because you feel like doing it or because someone told you to do it, right? We got to assess it. We're logical beings. We're also emotional beings. So we got to assess what's going on. And being scared is not a problem. But when you get to the crossroads of moving out of your comfort zone, going after your dreams, you know, there are two things that happen. Not only do you have a right to be scared, but you have an obligation to be courageous. You see, a right can be exercised or not, and you have a right to be scared. You have a right to retreat. You have a right to seek a second opinion. You have a right to defer. You have a right to consult, but you don't have to exercise these rights. But an obligation has to be fulfilled. It must be fulfilled. You have an obligation to your dreams. You have an obligation to your commitment. You have an obligation to your courage. And you know, you have an obligation to your creativity, to let your light shine. You are obligated to it. So when you get to that crossroad, you have to amplify the noise of your obligation. Not just a noise. You got to amplify the sound of your obligation over the strength of your fear, the strength of of feeling scared. You got to focus on this. If you want to get yourself unstuck in your personal and professional life, stop focusing just on your rights, but focus on your obligations. What are you obligated to do? You're obligated to go after this dream. You are obligated to take a chance. You are obligated to move forward. You're obligated not to stay in the same position. I have a right to stop shooting these videos. I have a right not to post content on my channel. But I have an obligation to get this message out. I have an obligation to help you. I have an obligation to provide this information so that even for that one person who will see this video will get this message and who needs it to just move to the next level, who's needs it, it's their hope to just get the courage to move forward. I have that obligation. So I have to amplify the energy of my obligations, amplify the sound of my obligations over the strength of my fears. Not all rights have to be exercised, but all obligations have to be fulfilled. It happens to every single one of us. And you know what? This is something that you also have to evaluate. So when you get scared, do this. Here's a tip that you can do. You need to evaluate if you're being alerted to moving from the safety of comfort or the comfort of safety. And those are two different things, right? The safety of comfort and the comfort of safety. A lot of us get scared because we're moving out of the safety of comfort. It's easy. You know, the comfort zone is easy. It's familiar. We know what to do. You know, we're not vulnerable at this point. And so a lot of times when we feel scared, it's because we are moving out of the safety of comfort. We have to grow. We have to stretch ourselves. We have to be willing to accept that failure is part of the process. And what I've found in coaching so many people, in speaking so many different places, when people tell me they're scared of going after their dreams, they're really scared of moving out of that comfort zone. It's moving out of the safety of comfort. And this is highly emotional. This one is highly emotional because it's driven by emotion. But now the comfort of safety is a logical assessment. The comforts of safety means, listen, can I possibly get damaged here? Could I lose money? You're assessing your risk. You're being very logical about it, right? You know, the six, if you know about the method of the 6-hat thinking, you got to look at the situation from different angles. So here you are looking at it logically. What are the risks? How can I mitigate the risk? Are these risks acceptable to me? Can I move forward with these risks? Do I have a contingency plan? So this goes more to planning, right? So this is about safety. You know, you're moving out, you're potentially going into a danger zone. So you gotta analyze when you get to that crossroad, when you get scared. Are you scared because you're moving out of the safety of comfort or the comfort of safety? And you know, you need both of them, right? Emotional, logical. You gotta assess, right? Is this area safe for me? You know, what can possibly happen? But that shouldn't hold you back still, because you still need your obligation. So even if you're moving out of a safe zone, you got to understand your obligations. You got to look at it from different angles. And that is a big tip that you can use when you get scared, when you're trying to move out of your comfort zone or going after your dreams. Assess which right you want to exercise, but always remember that you have an obligation. And so I'll summarize it again. When you get scared, assess that fear. Is it a fear of moving out of the safety of comfort, or is it a fear of the comfort of safety? And when you look at it from that perspective, you'll be better prepared to move forward. You'll be better prepared to use your obligation to fuel you forward. Come on, guys, you can do it. You can achieve that dream. You can achieve that goal. You can do so many things. Do it. You owe it to yourself. You know what? You have a right to like this video if you found it useful. You have a right to comment on this video and let me know, your feedback. But you do also have an obligation. You have an obligation to internalize this message. You have an obligation to apply it to your life. You have an obligation to do it. You will be doing yourself a disservice if you've watched this video and you're still stuck. You gotta move forward. You also have a right to reach out to me if you need further help, if you need me to coach you, or you want to purchase my book to help you along your journey. That's a right you also have. But do let me know in the comments if you've resonated with this, if this helps you. Subscribe to the channel if you are enjoying these videos, and hit the notification bell to get more content around this topic.